Okay, so have you heard that like everyone's saying that coding is the key to success these days, but is it really? Like is it all it's cracked up to be?
Well, that's what we're going to find out.
We're going on a deep dive today into this really thought-provoking article. It's by Siyo Gacharya,
Yeah.
and he's a student who's exploring AI and machine learning.
Uh-huh.
And he like makes some really bold claims about how the whole coding landscape is like changing.
Yeah, he does. He definitely has some opinions, and some of them might actually surprise you.
Yeah, they might surprise you.
That's fun.
The tech world, I mean, it's constantly like changing, right?
Always.
So it's like super important to be able to separate the hype from the reality.
Right. It's especially with things like AI. It's like so buzzy right now.
Yeah.
Suyog, he definitely doesn't hold back when it comes to his opinions.
No, he doesn't.
So we're going to take a look at his claims and see if, what his thoughts are and how they kind of connect to the bigger picture.
Yeah. One of the first things that like jumped out at me in this article was what he said about the no-code revolution.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, have you heard about this? It's like all these new platforms that are like popping up. And he's saying that this is making like the traditional coding skills less and less important.
It's true. It is.
And like he even goes so far as to compare programmers to the people who are like building roads.
Okay.
Like they're essential. But the real action, he says, is happening with the apps that are being built on top of that.
I like that analogy, and I think it makes a lot of sense. It reflects like this trend
Yeah.
that we're seeing with no-code platforms. These platforms are making it possible to build websites and apps.
Yeah.
You can even automate tasks without even like knowing how to code.
Really?
Think about website builders like Wix or Squarespace.
Yeah.
You don't need to know any HTML or CSS, and you could build a professional-looking website.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, it's pretty amazing.
So, I mean, does that mean that, like, learning to code is a waste of time now?
I wouldn't say that.
Okay.
I mean, no code is definitely getting, like, super powerful.
Yeah.
But it still has its limitations.
Okay.
Like, if you want to build something simple, like a basic website, or, you want to automate a simple task, no code might be perfect for that.
Mm-hmm.
But if you want to build a really complex application, like think about an e-commerce platform.
Right.
Like with a lot of features or a cutting edge AI tool, you're going to need to know how to code.
Okay.
You need that like deeper understanding of how programming logic works and algorithms
Okay.
to build and maintain systems like that.
It makes you wonder, like, how is this going to impact, like, different industries?
Yeah, totally.
I mean, if anyone can just, like, build an app now, what's that going to mean for businesses?
Right.
The businesses that, like, they relied on software development before, you know what I mean?
Good question. I mean, that's like the $1 million question. I think no code has a potential to, like, democratize technology.
Okay.
Like, make it accessible to more people.
Right.
I mean, we might even see more entrepreneurs and innovators who can bring their ideas to life without having to hire, like, a whole team of developers.
Right.
But it does raise questions
Yeah.
about, what's going to happen to programming jobs.
Right.
Will people still need those skills?
Yeah.
I mean, we might see a shift where instead of like general coding skills, people need to specialize.
Oh, okay.
Like maybe they need to learn how to build the no-code platforms themselves.
Right.
Or know how to do the coding tasks that the platforms can't handle.
Right.
So it'll be interesting to see how it plays out.
That's really fascinating. And speaking of, buzzy fields,
Yes,
Suyog has some things to say about AI.
he does. He does.
He doesn't hold back at all. In fact, he uses let's just say a colorful analogy
He does. Yes.
to describe what it's like to try and learn AI programming. He compares it to, well, we'll just say it involves a wild goose chase in Thailand.
Yes. Yes.
So,
But you know what? He actually makes a good point.
okay.
The competition in AI is fierce.
Yeah.
It is fierce.
Yeah.
And one of the biggest hurdles is, it's data.
Yeah.
You need data.
He says that building AI models, that's just one piece of the puzzle.
It's the start.
Yeah. The real challenge is getting all that, like, massive amounts of data
So much of data.
that you need to train those models to actually make them good.
That's right. And it's a huge challenge for people.
Yeah, absolutely.
Data is like the fuel that makes AI work.
Okay.
It's like, imagine trying to bake a cake without any ingredients.
Right.
You can have the best recipe in the world, but if you don't have the data, your AI model is not going to learn anything.
Can do anything.
It's not going to be accurate at all.
Right.
And the reality is that a lot of these really high-quality data sets, well, the big tech companies have them. And the research institutions.
So it's like if data is the new gold, they control the mine.
That's right.
Okay. So what does that even mean for people who are trying to get into the AI space?
It's a good question.
Hey listeners, loving the drama and juicy deets? Stay tuned to Background Gossips for even more insider scoops. And guess what? Part 2 of this episode is already live. Just tap the link in the description to catch the rest of the story. Don't miss a beat.